Hello and welcome. My name is Trismegistus, and today we're going to be playing some more Factorio, specifically I've not got it started. Krastorio 2, spaced out. The branching of Krastorio 2 to include the Space Age rather. Um, DLC. Let me just set all my levels up. Check that I'm coming through on all the channels. Good, good. So, I got a little bit of time on Friday to do what I said I was hoping to do, which basically on Nalvis, I had on the last stream I had walled us in on three sides, north, west, and south, but east was still exposed, so the east side of the map was still open. And so I got a little bit of time and basically put in some roboports, let's put them on, put in some defences, and so we are sealed in on all sides. I'm sure there's probably some gap somewhere that I've missed, so we'll get some biters sneaking through. I had to clear out a couple of things, which was interesting because I was doing it with the old remote control via the tankage, and therefore had to set up requests and all sorts of stuff. Slows them down. I did put a tiny amount of extra solar in because it was occasionally dipping. If we look at the power thing, let's do the last, I don't know, hour or something. So we can see here that even during so during the what would that be? That'd be during the day. It was kicking in with a bit of steam from nuclear and the regular steam engines. So I put a little bit of extra in, and it seems to have cured it. So we are basically able to run on solar during the day, with obviously the nuclear as kind of the backup. And then I've also gone and put on the old traditional limiter for the steam engines. They're still chugging away because there's a load of water in the pipe, basically, so they'll burn through that first. But then that pump will only kick in if accumulators get used up. So effectively, we've got a solar, a nuclear, day-night thing, and then if we somehow peak out on power, then it will do accumulators and then the steam engine. So we should never black out in Nalvis anymore. Not that we were blacking out before. I added a third rocket. Partly that was because I'd forgotten I'd left these on manual, so I don't think I really needed the third one. But we had the third one. I did send the ship back, which is why it's full of ammo, and kind of tidied up the inventory. And basically, I have requested in the things to make a rocket silo. Okay, so I have not dropped them down. You know, they are still on the platform because I am intending to do bootstrap it, basically. But as you can see, it's now full and kind of, you know, I think these are, tanks are basically full. A tiny amount there left needed, I guess. It's interesting that that's not pushing through. But yeah, it's sort of sat there. I think it's on pause as well, not even moving. Yeah, it's a pause to us. But we therefore have, if I desperately need something from back home, it's ready to go. And if I decide I don't like bootstrapping or having too many troubles, I can do a rocket and, you know, get off a planet or what have you. However, we are still here. I did not move. I was literally stood there at the end of the stream last week. So the plan is to try and bootstrap Fulgora. I have never bootstrapped a planet before. I've always arrived with stuff. Certainly the stuff to build a... what I did realise, I never topped up my equipment grid. I've not got a shield on or anything like that, which is not great because lightning is fairly painful. I don't have any legs in either, so we're very, very slow. What we need to find first off is a vault, so we can mine that. There's quite a lot of general trash here, isn't there? So perhaps we do a bit of general mining. But yeah, so I've never actually bootstrapped a planet. I've always kind of thought, well, what's the point of having a Nalvis if you're not going to bring all the stuff with you? I was actually looking in the game files. I owe some people some comment replies on my new endings video over on YouTube. I was trying to. Oh, it's just a bit of scrap. I'm mining scrap. Fine. Thought it was a little bit because I want to do a video on what all of these are. Because it's quite interesting. You've got the game files. You mostly classify them by size. So there's like, I think it's tiny, small, big, colossal, something like that. But some of the smaller bits are clearly meant to be having dropped off of the bigger bits, if that makes sense. Like that bit is a separate small piece. So I was going to do a thing, the video kind of showing, well, this bit came from this, and this is that, and that's the other. One of the things as well, there's like little flowers dotted around on the map. Initially when we saw them, we were, oh, that's scrap as well. We were like, is that some kind of indication that this is meant to be like June and that there are going to be sandworms on Fulgora? Of course, it turned out there were worms on Volcanus. But yeah, and those flowers are called graveworts in the game files. Hello, David Henry. Welcome. Thank you. No worries. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Cool. So that's what's that? Oh, there's a bit of rubbish there as well. Let's see if that has cleared off. No, it's a bit there. They do get a bit difficult to see, the little bits, I must say. So there's some down there. Just trying to collect up sort of a bunch of scrap, really. But yeah, because someone mentioned, no, it's not sort of technically dead, I guess, because there are these flowers knocking down. But yeah, they're called graveworts, which is. I'm not sure. It might be a bit of an Elden Ring reference, actually. It's not a real flower. And there are graveworts in there, or deathworts, I think they call them, something like that. Not played Elden Ring, but okay. Let's go and have a look and see how big this island actually is. Is that scrap there now? Is that everything off this island? So just the debris. Lightning conductory thing. I'm assuming that I'm not going to get stuck. That because it's just sort of integrated with Space Age rather than adding anything kind of extra. That there's not a situation where I need something from Alvis. Got some of the old Fulgorite. Always good, gives you nice amounts of. I'm obviously hand doing this because bots would quickly drain. As I say, I completely forgot to fill up this, so we've only got 2 level 1 batteries, so they would quickly drain that out. A little bit there. Any other bits of rubbish left behind? There's stone over there, but then we've got a little cluster there. Cool. So how big is this island is the question. Oops, wrong one. How are we doing on inventory? I played Little Rocket Lab as well, but I was kind of catching up my personal saver where I am in the stream. Oh, that looks weird. Graphical. Oh yeah, these are the flowers. Look. So these are the graveworts. I suppose there's these things as well, but they're more decoratives on the surface, I think, rather than a specific thing. Yeah, there's like spiky bushes. Might want to head for a bit of cover. It's quite big, this island, isn't it? And it's got a couple of, or at least one, fairly decent patch. Maybe we just set up here. I normally end up wandering round for ages. I've done it when I've done this Fulgora before. On stream, I've kind of left it, you know, timed it as it were, such that I just, because often I bring a tank, I just sort of driven around to find a decent sized island, because it just makes it a bit easier if you've got a decent sized island that also has a big scrap pile, because that's quite good. You know, we need to make, this is why I'm not sure about the bootstrapping, because we'll need to make elevated rail and stuff like that, and it all gets a bit expensive. We'll have to see how that goes, but yeah, that's quite a good one for elevated rail. I think, I mean, it's going to be tricky to fit a station in, but I'm sure we can manage. Right, so part of the reason I was a bit puzzled is that on what should happen is we should get the... Oh, we've already got that. Huh, did it not? Maybe it pinged it and I didn't hear it. Because I didn't hear it do the, you know, you've done the research noise. Mustn't, just probably blathering on. Okay, so we got recyclers now, that's okay. And then we need to actually process some holmium. Craft holmium ore. Does that mean mine it then, rather than... Because you can't craft holmium ore. Interesting. Yeah, we'll set up... Well, hopefully we'll set up some mining drills. We might end up having to build something like a small smelting array or something. But yes, we shall see. Concrete's usually the painful thing on Fulgora. Right, oh, as again, little rocket lab shortcuts. So, we would need 6 processing units. So we're going to have to process some scrap by hand, I guess. So we might as well get that on the go. It's pretty quick by hand. Need blue circuits and what have you. Okay, get all this mined up while that's chunking away. Oops. It's been bitterly cold this week in the UK, and I seem to have worked. No, that's not quite true. As I seem to have worked in lots of offices that are completely unable to cope with the British winter, which, given their British offices, is bonkers. And my current office is like that. It's you know, I go in with like I wear a vest and I keep my jumper on all day, and I'm still freezing. And I'd say there's several offices I've worked in that are like that. So it feels like you feel like I end up feeling like the classic Bob Cratchit, and whatever it's called, the Scrooge, where he's like, can we light another candle so I can keep warm? Okay, how are we doing on that scrap? We're still chugging away. Oops, I keep doing that. Oh, we've got some blue circuits now. Can we build a we can build a recycler. We obviously don't have... Well, I can build loads of lightning rods. That's good. I should be stood under the light. Yeah, cool. So, I therefore need power poles. Oh, we'd like to make... I guess, yeah, it makes sense, doesn't it? Because it's red circuits. Let's cancel that out then. And then get it going again. Where is it? There it is. Okay. Oh, of course, I can, like, hand make steel in this. Huh. Or the steel plate things. Okay, so we're back to that. Let's build... I can never remember. Are you able to get power? Maybe. Because we'd have to make... accumulators. And of course we don't have iron plate. We can get iron plate by recycling some of them. I could make a second one of them now. I mean, it'll obviously run overnight. Oops. Oh, I threw it on the floor. So I'm on the wrong keys. Cool. Right. Yeah. If I just put in... I'm pretty sure it can draw power from them, but... we shall see. Guess I need some kind of box or something, don't know. So it feels weird not having anything. Let's recycle a bit of that first then. We'll also get a second one of them on the go. And restart that. So it's only going to have instantaneous power, isn't it? Until I... can't make... I can make it... oh yes, of course, you get batteries from scrap, don't you? This planet has everything. Apart from all the stuff I need. So at least get one accumulator on the go. Then that'll hold power for a little while. There we go. I need a second box. And we should put some rods in there. I guess probably better off doing gears for the time being. That'll give me a bit more iron plate. And then we can chug away on some of that. Cool, cool. What do I need to... I guess we start with them, but we need automation cores now, don't we? And what do they need? Copper plate. Okay, so let's recycle some copper wire when it eventually powers back up again. Did I make more of them? I did. Good, good. No. Scrap it away. Okay. Let's leave that for a second then. Yeah, people have been putting a few nice ideas on the... or interesting ideas, I should say, on the end of... what would we call it? Revised end video. So I think we might be able to do one going through some of them. Some very interesting ones, actually. I had to think up another... the video I'm currently doing is... my sort of wish list for the 2.1. It's only part of my wish list. I got a lot of wishes. But I've been putting one in for that as well. Oh. That was a bit... there's some weird delay on that. All of your messages all popped in at once on YouTube. Interesting. But hello, Execute. Welcome, welcome. Says, hello, Trix. Good to see you again. And welcome, and hello, and good to see you as well. Not going to say too long, but just came to say hi. No worries. And hello, GHSTO? GHSTO? GHSTO. It must be that. Hello, everybody. Why is the chat on YouTube and PC always delayed? There, that's what I was finding as well. Like the activation of it. That's just how YouTube works, not really made for streaming, I guess. Yeah, I don't know what... there's something weird going on there, because that... there was a huge delay for me as well. Maybe YouTube's having a moment. It tends to have a moment every so often. So we chugged through. We have chugged all of them. So let's put more of them in. In those. And then why did I want them? I wanted them for automation cores, didn't I? So that I can at least make an assembler. I'll probably work on base assemblers for now. Lowest level ones. I guess we could get some stone furnaces on the go, because then we can make stone bricks. Not that we're running out of stone bricks, but we're going to need them for concrete, I guess. Because we need to make holmium. Which is holmium solution. Chemical plants, right. Which are, we can make some of them, so let's make some chemical plants. What else you need? You need stone and water, so we're going to need a pump, which we can't make, because we can't make engine units, because they are not handcraftable. So let's pop that on. Engine units, which are obviously going to be different in this. We would need some pipes. Okay, I should put all that in there. Grab that, can't I? Let's make some pipes there. Just need you to chug a few through, my friend. Cool. Let's go and get some more script. I keep doing that because Tab is a little rocket lab. There it is. Get that done. So only the slightest of wrinkles so far in that we need the automation cores for the space age. So yeah, apologies on YouTube if you're getting some weird delays on chat messages. I don't know what's going on there. I had them all come through at once, which I don't know how quick you type, but I don't think it's instantaneous. But yeah, so I'll have to think about these as well. I wonder how they're flagged in the game files. Because a bit like a tumbleweed, isn't it? Sort of very, very spiky. Which is interesting. Why would it need to be spiky? Oop. Yeah. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, Fulgora, but I quite like it. It's because it's the whole reverse. All the recipes are in reverse time. I mean, they're not obviously, but you know, it's sort of you got to think backwards a lot of the time. It's a sort of fun puzzle, you know. I quite like that he doesn't have any enemies, but I do think they could. Excuse me, bring them in. Okay. Lots of scrap here. In fact, this is a really good island, actually, for a starting point. Got some cliffs on it, but that's annoying, but... I suppose the other reason I can't use bots is I haven't brought any. That's the whole point. I've not got bots. In fact, I have to make bots, aren't I? Crikey. I suspect I'm going to fail at bootstrapping and get annoyed and have to bring some stuff in, but we'll give it a go. Right. How are we doing? Get them. Yeah, like these ones look like they've fallen off of something else. So, for example, have we got any? Got any? Can't see any. They're like big ones. Yeah, this is a big island. Nice. I think I might leave this for now then. Can't see any. But yeah, like these are. This is clearly their structural building. Like they do some kind of honeycomb pattern. There's also lots of threes on things, which I was gonna kind of delve into. Like three nodules, and like this has got 3 slots on it, and which is quite interesting. That's been a huge amount of fun coming up with it all. In fact, let's have a quick nose up here. Ooh, more Fulgorite. Ah! Got zapped. Oh dear. That's going to be very inconvenient if I get dead. Okay, let's just stand here for a bit then. Pretty sure, I mean, unless it's been tweaked for this, it respawns you on the same planet, so it wouldn't actually be too much of a pain. Unlike Clever, I think I've said this quite a few times, but when we were doing the LAN party, I was my videos are on my YouTube channel if you want to watch them. My blogs that I did and impressions and what have you. But they went to Gleba basically, so they oh, I got another accumulator. I was kind of because the way it worked, you were where you were sat was they were like blocks of 10 PCs on a table, big long table. And they assigned you to a LAN group in that 10. It might be 10, might be 12. I can't remember. But effectively, then unless you'd come with people, it was just random who you were with. I was after hinges, wasn't I? So I could do some pumps. We do also need some pipes. In fact, if that's going to need water, I'm going to need to melt the ice, aren't I? Is that chemical plant on this? I'm pretty sure it is. Let's do it in Factorypedia. Yeah, ice melting chemical plant. Cool. Okay. So, let's make a few. I'm still doing all that scrap. Let's just cancel that out for now. A few more of them. Yeah, and the people I'm with, they were very, really keen to. Oops. But what does that recycle to? Nothing, I assume. Really keen. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't do that one. Really keen to go to Fulgora. Gleba, rather. And went with nothing. I mean, not even weapon, like ammo on the ship or something like that. They just went with nothing. Just went as soon as they possibly could. And just kept dying basically because they had no way of defending against pentapods, and so it's just like continuous. And then the second group went to Volcanus, and almost very soon afterwards basically. And there was a bug in how the worms had been introduced, like literally 2 days before the event. They'd always been planning them, but they'd actually got them in the game sort of thing 2 days before. And there was a bug that meant that the worm paths were like circular around the starting area of the player. And so effectively to get to your first set of resources, you had to cross over a worm path. And I think it put the first set of resources in the worm path, in the worm territory. Pretty sure that was the problem. And so effectively they were just continuously getting all of their stuff. They were trying to kill this worm, but didn't really have any way of making ammo or gun turrets or anything. And so the entire game just become, the warning klaxon sound? For like hours, we were just listening to that as all of their stuff just kept getting trashed. And it didn't have the territories. It used to just show the path, and effectively, like sort of said, you work out the territories. And of course, they didn't therefore know where the edges were. So they'd build a bit, in what they thought was the save area, the start area. Dash over, mine some stuff, run back type of thing. And then the worms would take umbrage and trash it all, basically. So yeah, it was a sonic assault during that first sort of few planets. You got one person dying all the time, and the other people just losing all their stuff all the time. So we've got water, we've got some holmium, we've got stone. Can we process some holmium plate? I would need chemical plant to do that. Yeah, okay. I don't know why I did the pump, because I don't need that yet, because that's heavy oil, but whatever. Right, so let's just put this together so that we can get the achievement. Where would it be? Oh, can it do it in this? It can't do it in this, can it? Because level 1 doesn't take fluids. So I'll have to build a level 2. Let's cancel that out. I'm paranoid now that YouTube is not showing anything. It all seems to be working. Cool, okay. So level 2 then, so that we can do fluids. There we go. And then all we need to do is melt some water in there. And then let's put a pipe on there. On that. I just literally want to do the thing. So how many does it need to do a craft? 2. And then do you take more than 1? You take 20 holmium solutions. How many holmium solutions are we going to get? We're going to get 100 holmium solutions. Okay. It didn't appear to be doing the you've done the research thing. Unless that doesn't count. I wonder why it's not. I mean, obviously it's got that queued up. But doesn't it normally do the you've done the research one anyway? So, we then need to craft 50 holmium plates. Okay. We're going to get 10 out of that. No, we're not. We're going to get 5. Because we only put 20 in. So if we want 50, we need 10 times that. Which would mean, as I'm trying to be very specific. So that's only 5, but that's then, I think that's right. I'm not fussed about the stone, we'll just wait that in. Do you need any more water? Probably. Hello, Troggy4404. Does he know what happens if you put the lime in? I assume that's some troll, is it? Um, 15. How many do we need then? We need 50, don't we? 20. So we need 2.5 what I just did. Okay. Oh, it ran out of water. Okay. Fine. A couple of them then. No trouble, but did I'm in decode now. Okay. So I don't know what you're referring to. Okay, 25, so halfway there. So that goes, that's 2 a thing. Are we out of water again? Yeah. Okay. $40. It is 50, isn't it? In fact, I just knock them off. We don't really need them as such. Do. Where is that? So that's what. Well, that's what we're after. So we need 50 almond plates. How much do you actually? You actually use 150. It's the refined concrete that's going to be the problem. Okay. There's another 5. And then... Okay, there we go. Right, so next we need to make some of them. Can we? Oh yeah, we need to make blank tech cards, really. Okay, so it doesn't make... So the electromagnetic research data is made in a research server. Oh no, the tech cards are made in the server. Okay. So the plant makes the... Does it? Electromagnetic research data. Ah, so that has to be made in electromagnetic plant. Okay. And requires electrolyte. That looks very similar to the base game recipe. Okay. 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 Do we want to set something up kind of making accumulators then? How many batteries have I got? I haven't got any. Okay. Let's go scrap hunting then. Or actually, I can just process what I've got, couldn't I? There it is. I wonder how far up that actually goes. Let's have a look, see. Right. Ah. Oh, I see. It's round the corner. Round the corner. That edge looks weird, doesn't it? It looks like it's going to just run out of generation. I wonder if this does mess with... I mean, it sort of must do to a degree, because you've got like the rare earth metals and stuff, which is one of the things... Just... Oh, right, okay, then we got a corner here. Let's just stand here for a second. So, what do I need? So the rare earth ore is obviously used in that. Oh, you can do molten rare metals. Okay. But that's used in... Because that's used in processing units. Huh. Now obviously we get them from scrap, so I guess it's not a problem here. But on Volcanus, how would you make them without... I mean, unless rare metal is added there as a resource? Interesting. Does that say... Oh, easy. A laser artillery turret. Okay. A light railgun turret. Nice. Long-range rocket turret. And then obviously advanced razor. And your intergalactic transceiver. So those small things are moved, because that I remember building loads and loads of, like the small Roboport stuff. Doesn't use the base ones. Interesting, because I remember having them a lot earlier, but I might be mixing the overhaul mods up. Okay. Oops. Yeah. So that's all the scrap. Oops, did it again. So far. Yeah, I think we've just set up shop here. This is a nice big island. Oops, did it again. 136 batteries, okay. Yeah. Okay. So what we're going to need then... I didn't leave anything processing, did I? The holmium. Okay. What we're going to need then is some mining drills. Iron beams. We can handcraft them, can't we? Yeah. And some recyclers. I guess we better set some more batteries up. Probably need some lightning rods. A couple more assemblers. Guess that's because I need... Where are we? Automation cores. So, we're going to have to do this with belts. Because bots are probably a bit complicated to make compared to belts. So we should set some belt production up as well. What's a better place for them? How about... Because I should be able to make... Yeah, we can make some of those as well. How are we doing? Nothing. Okay. Let's just put all of that in there. And that. Because we need to do... Oh, I've got to actually make a supercapacitor. Okay. So we don't have... So batteries are in scrap. Chromium plate, electrolyte, stone, heavy oil, chromium, okay. And that one's copper, plastic, okay. Light oil. Okay. I think we'll just botch something in together so we can make a few of them. So what else would we need then? I did some pumps. I should probably do some more. And we're going to need a research server, aren't we? To make the bits and pieces. Obviously we're going to need them, but we can't actually make them by hand. And we need 150 plates. And what else? I should make some more. No, we're probably right with 5 of them to start. Oops, 5 of them to start with. What else? I didn't do. I did the pumps. I didn't do the offshore pumps. So we need that for the oil. How many chemical plants have I got? None. Okay. So we need 1 for heavy to light. And we better have a couple spare. I don't need that. Put them on. I've got them queued. Okay, let's go. Gonna move this over there. And then we want. Oh. They're in the queue. Fine. Put this down, I guess, waiting while we're waiting. Oop. And then belts. First of a million belts, I'm sure. Guess we need some more power things as well. Oh, I haven't got any inserters, have I? Let's go with fast ones then. So I need 7 of those. Let's make 10. Let's also do 3 more of them. Okay. If we just do a back, I guess. Somebody complained at me for putting the... Because it's obviously got the open mouth thing and I was lining it up with the other bit. In fact, if we save some of those for reprocessing... Right. Oh. Power up. Can I make any more accumulators? I can. Excuse me, cool. 148, so 2 short. Lovely. One, 2. Again, it didn't do the... Oh, I didn't... Yeah, it's not going to do one, is it? What I need to do is make... oh, I can't do it there, can I? Because, yeah, it needs to be level 2. No. That. Yeah, not sure about this bootstrapping. I'm sure it's for me. Okay. How are we doing? So that should let me, in theory, make one of them. But I need to give it steel plate. So it's the refined concrete we're lacking. Is that enough blue? It's not even enough blue circuits either. But yeah, we're lacking refined concrete, okay, which is going to take another blue assembler. This power doesn't last long, does it? Which is, well, always forget there. So that's water as well. So we don't have iron beams, but I think I can handcraft them, can't I? How many would we need? 50 refined. I don't want to handcraft them. Let's do one of them. Because that iron beams, that's iron plate. Let's not put all of it in. That. How many of these accumulators did we actually make? Guess I could put some more of these in. See if we can get some more juice. Right. So you need water. That's not very convenient of you, is it? Why don't I do another one? And then there. So it's got iron plate, which is going to make iron beams, refined concrete. put in there. So if I've put 100, I need to put 100 regular concretes in, don't I? If I was to try and make concrete rather than get it from, because doesn't it come from in this? Made in, yeah, scrap recycling. Let's see how we're doing with the recycling, maybe. Oops. Concrete there. Oops. There we go. There we are. But each one of them is so 5 iron beams make 10. So if we were trying to make 50, we would only need 25. Have we got that though? I don't think we've got that, have we? Because these are like 2 each, aren't they? Yeah. So, we need more blue circuits. Have we got some of your finest blue circuits? 38. I don't think that's enough, is it? Is it? Yeah, it is. So, we're just waiting on the refined concrete. Because obviously as soon as you've got an EMP, you can start making EMPs in your EMP. And then you get a 2-to-1 bonus. So they become half as expensive. Got to make one first though. Oh. Not going to make any without any power. Let's pop these in. So we got 2, 6, 8, 10, 12, like 14 in that little area. I've got none. So I got to plate you up. Excuse me. Come on. So, where do we think... Oh, I need to pick up this Fulgora, don't I? But where do we think we're going to take this? Out of power again. If I maybe disconnect this, well, actually finish. Ah, there we go. So we've made an EMP. Okay. And now we're going to make a superb capacitor. And the recipe for that is, he says, definitely remembering. Capacitor. So that is made from superconductors, and they're made from hollow plate, plastic bars, copper plate, and light oil. Okay. I think we need to do first, really, because I need lots of accumulators, and that's batteries. And iron plate, and of course we don't make iron plate, but we do get oodles and oodles of gears. So let's steal all of those out of there. And I got rid of that one, recycling that, didn't I? So if we put down new one, box, blocks, in fact. Probably around 2. So we'll put loads of iron plate in there. And loads of copper wire in there. Okay. So that we can make a couple of assembly 2s. Got some inserters. It's weird, the music here. So this needs to be, oh well, we don't need to do gears separately, do we? But because we've obviously got them anyway. But I need a machine making belt. In fact, why don't I put that? In fact, put that there. Okay, that'd be fine. Let me just put gears in there. Cool. How many accumulators did we make? Didn't make any. $300 belt, nice. Right, so let's craft a few of them up. Oh, I should be using these loaders, shouldn't I? Then loaders are powered in this, aren't they? Yeah. 1.08. Is that different max consumption? Well, it says min consumption is 400. Oh, so they're they're cheaper than a fast inserter. Well, is that the same then? I guess 415. How does it have a max consumption of 1.08 megawatt? It's either off or it's on, isn't it? So I guess that means it's 1.08 megawatts when it's running, which is very expensive power-wise. If that's only 59.3. Wow. Okay. Let's see about... Did I make some... splitters then? Up there on the go. Okay. Doopy-doopy-doo. So, rather than put this on... I guess these don't have any sort of near-far thing, do they? No. Okay. That's fine. We will answer. Let's put it on that side. I'm thinking if I take it up, sort of that. What is that? That's a bit of scrap. Take it that way, maybe, and we do a bunch of splittery things here. Don't need a load more of them, don't I? And then a bunch of steel chests. I guess this is where loaders might be useful. So that's a huge power demand. Put a few of them in then. What we need? More iron beams. Tiny then, probably. Okay. Let's take it that way, maybe. Just there. Run out of debris coverage. You're not in power range. So, we will start the splitting. And I can never remember how many there are. What comes out of scrap? In fact, let me just hold on there. No. Okay. Scrap recycling. So we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 different items. Okay. So that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay. So I don't remember what's in there. Iron gear wheels, electronic circuits. Okay, so we would have iron gear wheels, electronic circuit. Oops. Electronic circuits and concrete, ice, steel. Oops. So we got concrete, ice. Oops. And it's not. It's still plate, isn't it? Not yeah, steel plate. What else? Batteries, stone, electronic components. Interesting. That's an addition then. Batteries. Where are batteries? In there still. Batteries. Don't know what they are now. Batteries, stone, electronic components. Stone. No, not inserted parts. Electronic components. Advanced circuits, copper cable. Advanced circuits. Copper cable. Blue circuits, low density structures, and holmium plate. Blue circuits. low density structures, and holding plate will come out of there by default. Cool. Let's kind of hook this up. So where was our thing? It was like, no, put it. Ah, run out. Okay. Okay, so I think that's functional. We're not getting any low density structures, which is interesting. And yeah, obviously we get blocked up. Okay. Now. I think I effectively try and use something akin to Snaky Bus here as well. So kind of bring, I'm going to need a lot of belt, aren't I? Effectively bring, it's not going to work really, is it? Because it's 13 rows and we need more anyway. Okay. Oh, I did get a low density structure. Cool. Okay. I mean, what is it I need to make? I need to make a supercapacitor in order to unlock that research, which then we can set something up properly. So can I botch that together just to do one? Because we need a couple of EM plants is the sort of problem. So if we take the one that we've made, which is very power hungry, we need to make some of them, please. I've got everything except, so I need more blue circuits and then the old refined concrete problem. And then that needs more iron, doesn't it? Like so. So yeah, we need more processing units if you've got them. Not very many, but there we are. I think maybe if I start just turning this iron plate into that, because that's always the one that locks up the quickest. But yeah, green circuits are not going to be far behind, are they? So maybe if I allow that as well. Of course I am. Oh, comeback space platforms, all this forgiven. So I don't think this bootstrapping's for me. Let's sort of just temporarily take that to there. Need another inserter. That. And you'll give all sorts of stuff. Cool. Okay, so we need that to fill up to 50, is it? Yeah. Why are you short? You're short because you're not concrete. Well. Well. How about I sort that out? We could also probably do with more. Oh, can't do. Not got any iron plate. How are we doing? What are we waiting on, sorry? Concrete. I thought I grabbed a load of concrete. No, guess not. Oh, I got the wrong thing. That was steel. Oops. That. Okay. So this should at least give us 3 of them. Okay. So we need to make 1 of them. Is that right? Here's the capacitor. So I'm just trying to tick the thing off so that we can build a proper thing making actual sciences. But to make 1 of them, I've also got the holmium, batteries, green circuits, that's all fine. But we need both electrolyte and superconductors. So we need to do a second craft on that before we get our free one. But we therefore we would need to do that. That's holmium solution. Holmium solution. Oh, we don't need. No, you can't do it in there, can you? You've got to do it in a. Don't need no. Got to do it in a blue thingy. That's the wrong way around. So we need to do 1 of them, and that'll make that. Nice. Well, I could probably hook it up to that one. It's a solution, isn't it? So if I make some underground belts. Underground pipes. Okay, I could pop that there. So that would then lead down the solution, which we'll bring in there. Heavy oil is just out the sand. So we need the pipe, we need the supercapacitors though. Superconductors rather. But that's all doable stuff, isn't it? Do a bit of recycling. Okay, what do you need? You need blue circuits. I've got many of them chaps. Yeah, nowhere near enough. Plate. Are we making the plate? Yeah. I've got water. Okay. Yeah, I can hook that to there. We need the heavy oil. And we also need to crack it to light oil. So that's going to be sort of there maybe. Bit of a light oil crack. Cheese there for water. Oh. There's the pump, there's the pump. Ow. Why wouldn't we build it there? That's weird. Alright. Can I put it there and turn it around? No? No? Strange. Because we've got to power offshore pumps in this. So I'm going to need a bunch more pipe, aren't I? Okay. So yeah, we'll connect that on there. Straight to there. Let's just take it to there. So it gets me the light, and then I can put the heavy in. Oops, the heavy in there. So we're going to need 3 of them, basically, is the point. Insert that there. Plastic we need from red circuits, don't we? So we need to chuck red circuits in there, for example. Or maybe low density structures as well. I don't know how many of it. Yeah, I've got 71. Okay. Oh no, red circuits don't use plastic in this, do they? Use electronic components. So if I recycle them, are they plastic? Yes, but also silicon and glass. Useful, I'm sure. So that would get it the... I can do plastic that way. Chromium plate we know... Got here. What else? You need plate as well. There's batteries, green circuits. So it's the electrolytes, the next one. Oh no, that's that one. That's the solution. Which we know we're going to sort of pinch from there. We've got it in a plate, there we go. Right, what are you short of? Blue circuits still, okay. We'll put some of these in boxes. Which are the blocked ones? I guess the water is. Circuits maybe. Batteries. Concrete. Blue circuits is what we want. Yeah, so that's why it's given us electronic components. Because otherwise, we don't have any way of making plastic, because you don't make it out of. Interesting. Okay, where did we get to? So we needed to make plastic in more volume, don't we? So I guess electronic components. Because, well, we don't need the silicon and all that sort of rubbish. Plastic. That wasn't what I was after, was it? I was after blue circuits, fine concrete with iron plate. And probably some more concrete, I would guess. All there. Blue circuits. Trying to be all careful before just chucking it in. So each one of those is 50, but we'll get a bonus one when we do that. That will then give us, so we should get 2 more, which is the 3 we need, I think. Don't think I need anything. In fact, let's put in that one. Give it the stuff. I want this to finish first, really. Because we do need holmium plate. And that one, did you finish? Not yet. They need blue circuits. And still need refined concrete. Okay. Why didn't you say? Is it 18 I need? There's 18 left. And we've made 19. Cool. Good old random probability. Okay, so we can make that as long as we get... There we go, we've got the... whatchamacallits. One poops out 2 EMPs. And that's them 2. That's just missing the holmium solution. We'll turn that round for the time being. Put that in there. So you're going to make the solution. We've got the batteries, and the thing is, we don't have enough holmium plate. What do we do with all of them? Put them in there, didn't I? How many does it need? Just 2. Okay, that's fine then. So, superb capacitors is the issue. But not for very long. So when this poops one out... Ding dong ding! Excellent! Crikey. Just trying to tick the box, basically. So that we can see... about setting them up, because we get some of the first matter recipes as well, which is interesting. I could do them, couldn't I? Matter technology, couldn't I? Lithium sulfur battery. Advanced tech card. Ah. Singularity tech card. So that's the end game one. Because that's the high advanced research lab that can only be used in space. Ah. Okay. And that takes Promethium tech. Oh, I see. So the transceiver... Wait, what? Singularity Lab. So that leads to the prod research, but it costs... What are you getting out of that then? The Singularity Lab, which uses 5 biolabs. What does that do then? Projection surface buildable on the space platform. PyLab. So is that where you do the research prod? Amount of... Well, you can do that in the advanced lab. It's just better, I guess, just the final form of the lab in this. Okay. And then intergalactic transceiver. This is what we're trying to do, basically, is we have to power this up, and it just blasts out a signal to say, help, pick me up. Okay. But this is where we get stuck, is it? Yeah, because we need ag tech, advanced tech, and metallurgic tech. That's a nice symbol, isn't it? Okay. But those aren't that far away. I mean, they are, but they aren't that far away. And I can also do the whole matter processing. I think. I mean, if we do that research, because that's obviously back home. That's just red, green, and blue. That gives us the lithium batteries, which we can do red, green, and blue. Advanced tech. Is production, utility, and matter tech cars. That's the wrong one. Sorry, I need to do that one. Got that the wrong way around then, haven't I? I don't need to do lithium batteries to do, no. Matter tech. What do you actually take then? Processing units, matter research data, which is all of that stuff. Oh, immersite crystals. Okay, so that's all of that stuff. I wonder if I shouldn't have stayed back on Nauvis then and tried to get matter tech up and running. Because matter tech gives you all sorts of... I have to confess, it's going to be interesting to see how those compare to the furnace and stuff. Whether they balanced it. Superior robot battery, laser artillery. But you get matter processing before you... Or you can get the matter processing before you do the planets. I think. Energy control unit. That's why we need the lithium batteries. Interesting. Is that right? Because you need matter tech cards to do that research. Although it's some prerequisite are not research and are not queued for research. What's the one? Oh, it's the plate, isn't it? It's always the plate. But advanced tech then is matter. I'd sort of assumed that the shift over to the planets would be required for doing that late game stuff, but it isn't. So we could have got a lot further down the thing, down the tech tree. But my assumption, which I didn't check, because some of these would make, well, certainly like the tank, because the tank's a lot more powerful in this. And you can fire all sorts of stuff out of it. So that'll make Kleber and Volcanus like a lot easier. I'm actually gonna, because they're it's a bit of a pain setting them up, because we need to make use of there's like a special resource node for the immersite. Can we do that one then? Yeah, we can. What are we missing? We're missing quarry mineral extraction. I'm pretty sure that's the one where projection basic processing of Mersite. There you go. Huh. On the AI course. Yeah, a lot more of this is Nauvis than I thought. That's not because I looked at it. In fact, that's the opposite. I should have looked at it. Okay. I kind of need this to not do quite so much processing of those things, really. Which is the most... I guess the holmium's like the most precious stuff, isn't it? I didn't disconnect that, and I should have done. Content 610. 10 on that. Any more plastic? A little bit. I guess I also need some blue circuits, don't I? Are you run out yet? Not yet? Crikey. Trying to cut off its supply. Not really working. Two, so I get a couple more of them. Really, we need that to stop. And make us some plate. Oops. Okay. So yeah, let that chug away on some holmium. I didn't make any more of these, did I? Because I'm an idiot. So yeah, I'm thinking a bit like I did on my recent, like, normal playthrough. It's because I think Snaky Bus was what I was thinking originally. But I don't think it's going to work. Really. So instead, we'll kind of do a backwards construction. So we want to work out, really, in order to make a few of the old research cards. Have I run out of them? Seriously, no. What do we actually need build-wise? As I'm not really fussed about it running at ratio and any of that sort of stuff. Just need it to not jam up, really. that's the priority. So if we look at it from a point of view of... Is that right? Because what I'm trying to do... What am I trying to do? God only knows. We've got both of these unlocked, haven't we? So we want things like the lightning conductor and all that sort of stuff. Cryotech. Singularity tech card. So this is the one we're trying to go for, basically. And this one does require the planetary researches. But that's it. So all we need to do is be able to make some electromagnetic tech cards. Right, now they're going to actually come out of a research server. I think, yeah. Cool. And if we just do one, in fact, let's hook up some power so we can... Oh, I haven't got any modules or anything either, have I? What a pain in the bum this planet is. We're going to make... Let's do just... Well, it's not this planet, it's bootstrapping. Bootstrapping. So if we just do one, it needs 0.25. Oh, I need to make the regular things as well, don't I? Okay. The tech cards. These guys. But yes, so we need the pink ones. What balance are we on there? So 0.25. So let's make it 0.3. So it's sort of 1 to 1, give or take. 0.3. Okay. So we could make... Oh, I haven't got the modules, have I? But yes, we'll take it like that. So it's 0.3. So we would need... Because we need these guys, which are best made in an accumulator, because, you know, an EMP. Because we get a load of bonus stuff, bonus production. But that's batteries and iron plate. So we need recycling of iron plate at the very least. I've got any recyclers, okay, fine, great, wonderful. I haven't got stuff for recyclers either, marvellous. Let's go and grab one. What do we need? I think I might try and put a lot of that stone back. Blue circuits, what else? Iron gear wheels and concrete. And I'm busy turning them all into iron. We're going MVP route, minimum viable product. Oops. Okay, so you We make 1.87, so it's way more than we need. But we need iron plate. So at the very least, we're going to need a bit of recycling for iron plate. We've got any gear wheels? I haven't got any, have I? But yeah, for a bit of recycling for iron plate in order to make accumulators and those guys. But they're copper cables, which we've got. That covers both of them. That's that one. So we would then need the old superb capacitors. These lads. Which are also going to require them. And holmium plate. Well, let's go back to it. Yeah. So that needs, because the batteries, green circuits. The holmium plate is a production chain. And that we could, well, we could do it in a chemical lab. Have I got any chemical? Yeah. Plants. We need some more of them, don't I? Probably going to need some more assemblers. Well, that's matched because that's doing point to that would give us a bit of extra, which we'll be able to use for power. Then we would need. So that's 0.2 it wants, 0.3 we're making, so again we will get some spare. Has it made that EMP yet? In fact, can it? I don't think I left it with the stuff, did I? No. What are you lacking? Concrete. Well, see if we can make one or two of those. So, yes, that needs that stuff. And that stale we've got, so we need a bit of water conversion. The old water. Melting. Cool. That would get it holmium. It would need electrolyte as well. Which that one also needs. Okay. Because until they're actual buildings that we can power, we can't see the numbers properly. Oh, that needs holmium solution as well. Okay. So if you're pumping out 10 a second, then that would, so half of it would be going into the actual pack. Okay. Let's see about those EMPs. One at least. Oh, no water. Electrolyte, because no hole in it. What you missing, my friend? You're missing more of that. Some of them. Have you got one? No, you've not got enough, have you? Hopefully that'll get us another one. Right. So. Electrolyte. You need 5, and you need 2, so 7. You make 6. That's annoying. So if we were going to module something, this would probably be the one. .08. 5.85. Annoying. Does that need? No, that doesn't need the red stuff. Sorry, the electrolyte, does it? Okay. 2 and 5. So that's giving enough. But it needs 5 of the solution. That makes 10. That also needs. Well, that means. That only makes 0.75 a second. Wow. Okay. Is that enough? Because that only needs 0.4. So the question is how much that one's going to need. Have we made the other one? Come on, chaps. Got to have made the extra one. Nope. What are you waiting on? Oh, 150 holding. Okay. Why didn't you mention? Yeah, it's going to be a while, isn't it? Let's have a look at some of the other maths then. So, also needs heavy oil. I mean, that's just pump it in. Stone is a whatchamacallit. So plastic, we would need some recycling of electronic components, I guess. Because we're not going to get that many low density structures. And in this, are these? Yeah, they are plastic. And copper. So we probably want recycling of both, really. Because that's going to end up with a load of silicon and glass that we've got to deal with. That I don't have any particular use for here. So we'd have to recycle loop them to get rid of them. But then light oil is chemical plant. And more water. Oops. So that's that one. So it's then about how much holmium plate we actually need. An holmium solution. At the moment it's saying 0.4, and that's 0.4, and that's 0.75. So we could module that one maybe to make it work at the moment, but I don't know what the real number is on that yet. Because that's doing solution of 0.5. Match 15 in order to do 0.75. And this is only making 10. So we would need a second one of them at the moment. Cool. How are we doing? 66. There we go. And we're going to get a free one as well. Nice. I think it's nuts that it gives you 50% prod on building production. I don't know why overpowered. There you go. 0.4 is the proper number. Okay. Okay. So 0.4. So this one of those is going to do us, and then the combination of those two will give us what we need for both that one and that one. It's all going to be super slow. I don't really care at the moment. What's the time? 6 o'clock. Everything else is just scrap. Or scrap derivatives, isn't it? So, the other part to it then would be making EMPs. Now they're going to need... Well, it's effectively this, isn't it? Yeah, I need to belt some stuff around. And there's steel plate. Which, of course, we're getting out of the LDS. Okay. As well as that direct thing. Okay. Yeah, botched together and horrible though this is, it does sort of work, kind of ish, maybe? Possibly? Maybe? Let's use that up. So, how do we want to arrange it all? That's the question. I think I am going to drop down. I mean, how would I make? Because that's the other part. We obviously need. I mean, blue circuits, the density structures we get. We need to make rocket fuel, don't we? Which is different, I think, in this. Always forget. I don't think it's radically different, is it? Where is it? There it is. Yeah, light oil plus oxygen. Okay. Ah, rocket fuel with ammonia, which, no. Rocket fuel with hydrogen chloride. Would that be a way of using up? Because chlorine is the sand through that weird recipe. But sand we can make from both quartz and glass, which we're going to get out of our whatchamacallit, whatever they're called, automation parts, electronic components, that's it. Huh, so we might be able to get the rocket fuel, or some rocket fuel, by just as a way of, as a byproduct of doing the thing. Because obviously the base one is just oxygen and iron plate and light oil. Okay. Oh, we need a fuel refinery though, don't we? Where do you live? You live there. I'll think about that side of it later. Okay, so if we imagine, I think I might pop in. Oops. No, not now. No. How many of those have I got now? 8 and 7. Okay. I don't know if anyone's done any maths on optimal arrangements of the old thingies. Lightning collectors. Feels like it fires more lightning your way if you build more, so. I need one more. So, let us imagine that we have made a silo. And it's there maybe? No, let's put it... Oh. Let's put it here. I can maybe bring the fuel and stuff in, or there maybe. So somewhere to make the fuel and what have you. But we need to deliver blue circuit. I mean, we'll probably have to make low density structures, but let's have a see. So that one, the research server. Because I can't feed these in directly. Because it's all we're going to be wanting really out of this for now. Since, as it turns out, I've got a whole load of research I've missed down on now this. Oh, I didn't do the blank tech cards, did I? What do they need? Iron plate and... oh, that's not too bad. I guess if I set this up in a way that maybe more could be coming. Could support like 2 or something. Because that was kind of 1-to-1. So if these were coming down on its, you know, on a belt there. I've got the inserters. Yeah, that needs iron and what have you there. Copper cable. And then this one. Because that's a shared thing, isn't it? Yeah, this shares it. Okay. See if we can arrange that. Like that, maybe. And then like that. It's too close. It's fine. Oops. So we're going to want more of these eventually, but as I say, it turns out I've missed a whole load of tech on now this, so we might as well get a bit of the old science on the go, and then kind of leave it making EMPs or something. So accumulators in a box as well. Because that's just 2 things. I guess really I should put it in storage chest, should I? But well, I don't know why I clicked on it, but we don't have any bots or anything, so it's all irrelevant. Iron plate is also used in that, is it not? Yes. Is there anything else shared there? I mean, that's batteries, and that's batteries. So I kind of ideally want batteries coming into both of them. Chromium electrolyte, okay. So one way or the other, iron plate maybe going either up or down. Actually. Okay. Ah. No iron. Any old iron. Okay, so that's quarry mineral extraction. So I was part of the reason, because these are pretty powerful weapons. Are they going to make Glebra and Volcanus like really quite easy? Let's get the AI calls. Get that. What were we doing? We were. No, can't remember. What were we doing? I needed splitters and stuff, didn't I? That was it. Which was iron plate. Should have some off there. Some off there, no. Oops. Okay. That didn't make any sense. What have I done now? So ideally that would be batteries and green circuits, wouldn't it? And then this one could be the iron plate. And cables, I think it was. Cables, yeah. Oops. Batteries and iron plate. Okay. Didn't one of these need batteries? No? Yeah, so yeah, that needs batteries, doesn't it? Okay. Batteries, iron plate. So we can have that end. Maybe we blend in copper cable or something. So if that was filtering out the batteries. So we can get iron plate and batteries on there. Oh no, batteries are going to be on that one. That was going to be batteries and green circuits. So that should be... Yeah, okay, it's fine then. Batteries and green circuits. I'm playing copper. Did I have any? I haven't got anything. Don't know why I'm asking that question. So this needs to be green circuits and batteries. And then this needs to be... Oops. Iron plate. Oops. Iron plate. And copper cable. Whichever one. And copper cable. Okay. And then that gives us, got batteries, it's got green circuits. The holmium we need to sort out, capacitors we need to sort out, and the electrolyte. So they need adding on somewhere. 1, 2, 3. So it's copper. Plastic. Holmium. Light oil. You're also holmium, aren't you? You're holmium solution rather than holmium. Okay. We do another one of them. So we need holmium plate for both of these two, which is one of these. Quite fit in that gap, doesn't it? Yeah. Have inserters, of course, because of course. I could do that more like, because that one, that needs holmium plate, that needs holmium plate, but that needs fluid, solution. Okay. And what else do you've got those two from there. So we need the electrolyte, I can plug that into there. So if I direct feed this maybe rather than... Where would that go? Oh, it should be one up, doesn't it? That's right. Like that. And then that can connect to wherever, I guess, but we end up something like that. I can feed that through, can't I? Because it has pass-through on it. Okay. It's the batteries and the green circuits. That just needs the fluid. Right. Which comes out of... Oops. These... Now where's going to be a nice place to put that? It needs stone and holmium ore. That was... No, it can't be that way around. So maybe if I flip this whole thing, maybe? Oops. Does that help me? Because isn't that... That's 15 and that's only 10. Oops. Because basically this needs 2 of these. So a bit janky with the old pipes, but whatever's new. I can just flip that around. It's only light oil. Coming from the oceans. The poop ocean. The mighty poop ocean. So I've categorically established. Oops. There. And then we needed a second one of these. Can we position that such that we could just do one of them? Does the mass work on that? I do not know. Let's pick you up. We've only got one extra power plant. It's very bare minimum, this, isn't it? It's sort of. It's because otherwise I'd have to make loads and loads of machines. Normally I'd import them, so I wouldn't give too much of a poop, really. But yeah, so that's going to make 20, and they only require 1, so it's like nothing really. But we need holmium and B1B. Well, they are your call. That is there and there. So this one needs to be stone and holmium. Or there it is. So AI cores are finished. I can't make him, can I? No, agricultural tech. Cool. And I can't do that because that's like proper end game. Yeah, I can't do them because the Matter Tech card, as I say, it turns out, is entirely Nauvis based, which I was not expecting. But I should have had a proper look at the tech tree. And all of these need Matter text, don't they? I could do some of them, couldn't I? Like just the filler text in a sense. Just fill it up. Tesla coil's the personal charging one. Go on. Yeah, so that needs that. And then this one needs water. Somehow, but now we need water for another couple of processes, so I'll want that in a minute. The holmium is just a solution. That goes to there. So we're lacking the electrolyte. We've built the second one of them. So we need this one. But we can pass it through. Fancy. That needs holmium as well, doesn't it? The solution. Can I flip that and rotate that around to make that easier? I can. Oh, that needs stone as well, okay. So we can maybe have that coming on this side then. You know, this needs... These both need... stone. Which is where? Million billion recipes. There's the holmium. Stone. I don't know why I put that there. That's kind of dumb. That's fine. Because this needs moving. If we move this over. One. That can go there. So that then gives this one stone as well. Because it needs... heavy oil as well, but yeah, that's fine. Holmium solution. Wait. I only moved it over one, I needed to move it over two. Boop. And then that can simply connect on there. If we get enough pipe. Get it stone, heavy oil, so we need to bring in, but come in from anywhere. That then pumps out the electrolyte, which passes through to both of those. Cool. So I'm starting to form a... if we can get things arranged down the bottom here, and we can kind of... that's a bit annoying, isn't it, if we do that instead. Because then that can come up there. And then other one. That's that one. Okay. That's the stone, that's the holmium and stone. So that one needs water, but so we need another watery one for doing the light oil. Okay. Which is the heavy oil and light oil coming in then? So it was you that needed... no. Who needs light oil? Oh, that one. That also needs plastic. Oil plate is direct. So this one needs plastic and copper. Okay. If we maybe hop that over there. So for this then, make that up one. Make that one. It's just copper at the moment. We probably need something else. That's that one there. So that's... so it needs plastic as well. Okay. Plastic and copper. Coolio. Does that get it everything? Oil plate, yeah. Needs the light oil. And this is the one that needs the heavy oil? It is, but it's down the other end. Other way around. Okay. If that was like flipped vertically, no. Rotated twice, no. Okay. So we need to feed heavy oil in there and light oil in. Well, it doesn't matter where we put that one. So I guess if we V-flip that one, then there's the chance, possibility, maybe, of like hopping that over somehow. Don't really make a lot of sense there. It'd be more likely to do it the other way around. We've got these great big long pipes with this, underground pipes. So if we were making... Because we've got that water right there, so we might as well do, if we can, numbers-wise, get this to use that same one. Can we get that to work? That's the question. So we can just do that as a straight pipe. What's the number? It needs 2. This would make up to 15, so plenty. Which, if we were dividing it by 7.5, so it would only be 2 waters, and this is able to make 20 waters. Okay, so can we maybe squeeze it in there? Would that work if we were to V-flip that? No, we'd have weirdness with contamination with this one, wouldn't we? We would have contamination problems. Put it there, or even there, and then that's a simple pipe there. In fact, not even that. It could be something like that. I run out of pipe again. And then this one, we just put back one. Run it up again. Gonna need some iron plate, aren't I? That then takes care of both of those two. And we'll probably need more, you know, so we can make rocket fuel. I can't remember the recipe again. It is very different. 415 iron plate. Well, how about that? I need so much more belt. Let's get it making that then. How do we do with the EMPs? I think we just, yeah, we've got one left as well. Okay. Okay, how are we doing? So we need to bring that one, the waters. Or at least the ice, anyway. Ah, out of pipe again. Should use the steel pipe, really. Looks ugly mixing them, so. Right, in that case, we've got heavy there. Would that work as a sort of a intermediate one? So if we put that there, yes it would. And out again. Okay. I'll see if it lets me put in a water pump. Overhaul the water pump. There's the water pump. Already got a couple. Don't need it. Oh, perfect. Perfection. Oh. Or not, because I need more undergrounds. Okay, fine, fine, fine. Go. Get that in. That was already flowing. Crikey. Okay. So this needs to be water, or rather ice. And that's it. And it needs to be ice. like there. Where did they go? Not that many. So, we need to make some of those, so we need to do a bit of, recycling. I think that's it. I'm going to check it over. This needs blank tech cards, 0.25. This is making blank tech cards 1.87, so loads. But it needs iron plate and copper cable. And we are supplying iron plate and copper cable. It also needs electromagnetic research data, which is the point of this, which is from this one. And that needs electrolyte, which is from there. Holmium solution, which is from there. And then the, whatever they're called, super capacitors, which is through there via that box. And whatchamacallit, accumulators, blimey. Not the caffeine I've had today, I'm yawning. Okay, so in terms of what it needs, it's being supplied. This one needs batteries. And iron plate. So iron plate on that one, and batteries from there. Just like that one needs batteries. Also needs green circuits, which is the other bit on that belt. Superconductors, which is getting from there, cool. And then electrolyte, which is getting from there. 2 of 0.4. Let's make it 1.2, plenty more. 7.08, loads excess. So 2 plus 5.2, 2 plus 5 is less than what that needs. That needs 5. That one needs 15, so that's 20. They're producing 10 in total. This all obviously assumes, there's enough scrap to do this, which there probably won't be, but that's fine. Okay, so that has all the bits it needs. This one's going to make the wire, whatever it's called, conductor, and it needs copper and plastic, which it's getting via belt, as well as light oil, which is heavy oil and water. Heavy oil directly from the thing, water from there. That's making up to 20, and this only needs, it needs 15, but we don't need to run at that rate because it only needs 2 in there. Then we got water, holmium ore, stone, holmium ore and stone. You need stone as well. Cool. Heavy oil. Oh yes, and there we go. There's the holmium fluid. What we could do is we could turn that around. It's a bit neater, isn't it? It's probably better if that's like that. Cool, and we're putting in boxes some holmium thingy, some superconductors, supercapacitors, regular capacitors. Cool, I think so. Structurally that works. We need to actually provide it with the stuff, some of which we need to make via recycling. Okay. The whole blue circuits, low density structures we can just bring in. So in other words, in fact, we probably need an extra one here, don't we? That is... I wonder where they are. Low density structures. And... blue circuits. So those can both come in there. And then we need rocket fuel, and I will sort that out kind of later. Probably next week. Oops. I'd probably be better, wouldn't I, moving this down a bit. If we go down a couple of bibs. I think I'm losing the power of speech now. I'm going to keep them in so that... In fact, I could just undo the thing, couldn't I? Keep them in so I know what's connected where, is it? Okay. So some of this we can just directly ring up. Some of it we're going to have to manage. What order do we want them in? I mean, all of it we're going to have to manage. That's kind of the nature of this planet, but out of the range of conductors. Could I hop over if I get some more? Okay, now this has been merrily chugging away on research, hasn't it? Them. So I think we need to kind of try and use this area for like the reprocessing stuff or the recycling stuff. If we get 1, 2, 3 of them, 2 of them, and then chug some more of them and them. Yes, what I was going to do, copy this down, put it there maybe. I know what I need. Oops. No, don't undo the entire thing. I hate that change. I don't know why. I mean, I guess that must be, you know, more common or something. The whole thing we undo now and undoes an entire chain about. It's just bloody annoying. Bloody annoying. Okay. Oh, I didn't put that one in, did I? Okay, how are we doing? So, could probably spread them out a bit, couldn't I? But I'm totally out of belt almost. we've got all that to fill in. And what sort of mad person does belts on Fulgora? That's what bots are for. So, these two together. Are you going to be that? So if I make that near, then they'll put that on the same belt. And then, what else is another nice easy one? Another nice easy one is probably those two. And then that's definitely a nice easy one, isn't it? Here we go, like that maybe. There. And then we want stone and holmium. Oops, stomium. Oh, I didn't put that as near. Order of these doesn't really matter. Do need more of them. Of course I do. Gonna need more inserters, I'm sure, as well. Right. So I should be doing the... what should we call it? Oh, no, I didn't really, because we can do holmium there. Because this is a combined belt where we process stuff, so do that somewhere else. And that's only a half one. So we can hop that over there. Maybe do it like that, and then if we put the stone on there. Oh. We're both on the right then, aren't we? If I do... oh yeah, there's electronic components, okay. Right. Yeah, so that we can put the copper cables directly on that side. Okay. So I don't have any use for steel. That feels wrong. What have I messed up? What have I messed up over there? Have I got any of those mini ray? That's a point. I'm going to need to cover it with something. Otherwise I'm not going to be able to see it remotely. Have I really got no steel usage here? Guess not. Feels like maybe I should make excessive. Because what's that? I mean, that's the rare metals one, which we don't have any source for. So literally the only way of getting. So how does an EMP? Because we can decycle them and get, you know, more copper cables, more electronic circuits, and also the electronic components, which gives us more plastic. Yeah, so that needs rare metals. And there is no source of rare metals on Fulgora. So we are literally limited. Oops, I don't know why I did that. Oh, we do have a bioprocessing. So that replaces... Interesting. So that lets us make them on Gleba. How do you make them? Volcanus has got to have rare metals on it. Interesting. Okay. Okay. But yeah, I don't have any use for steel in any of those recipes. Did the EMPs use steel? They do, okay. So we can use them in there. Because I don't know. In fact, I'm just assuming that if you recycle this, passing steel. Yeah, so you can recast the steel plates, but it's not what we're getting. We're getting the actual them. Iron plate recycling. Steel plate recycling. So is there no... I thought I did recycle them. I think it just means they recycle to nothing, doesn't it? So we can get rid of excess just by sticking them in a recycler. And it'll process them to nothing, I think. I think that's what that means. Because I'm literally thinking about this in terms of, you know, we'll just set this going and kind of get it to make a whole load of the... I didn't put the radar things on. I'll make a whole load of the stuff. And we're going to need a whole bunch of extra accumulator stuff, because that's all just idle. Even though it's powered, it's completely idle. How are we doing on time? 10 to 7, okay. The concrete we know... We have some use for it making MPs, but we are going to get a lot of excess stuff. Then we can turn into iron plate, which we need. We know we'll get excess of them, and these will give us some iron plate, will they? No, because it's glass and silicon. But we know we can turn some of that into rocket fuel. Okay. Okay. So if we set up, we need plastic. So that'd best be coming out of those guys, wouldn't it? So we need a little area somewhere where we... Where's my thingy? I'm out of memory. Oops. How many of those have I got? 6. 6, okay. Oh! Throw a blueprint on the floor. Okay. So these guys recycle into plastic. And then I guess probably better splitting. What do you usually recycle into? More of them and that. So that's plastic again. Okay. So maybe if we actually put them on the same belt? Do that as a mere... Get rid of that, clear it up. And then... I don't know, maybe take it over this way. What am I actually trying to achieve with this? Because I can't turn them into blue circuits, you see. Because I don't have rare metals. The only way I could get rare metals would be to recycle these, which is counterproductive. Unless, where's the scrap? There it is. You get 2% processing units, but 3% advanced circuits. So no, I was thinking maybe if this had been adjusted so that you had got more blue circuits than advanced circuits than red, because that would produce 6 advanced circuits recycling that. A successful recycle. It takes 6. It might work out, but that feels very, very weird doing that. Okay. What was I trying to do? So, got some recyclers. I guess if we do... So if that one takes in red circuits, then the output from that should be copper cables, electric circuits and electronic components. Okay. So we want the components, electronic components, to like go back around. Don't you lightning at me? It's the wrong thing. Yeah, no. What? Oh, there it is. And then the other two, we want to return back here, don't we, really? I could just feed these back in to the main thing, couldn't I? So I could just add them on here. Do it on that side here. Because this will auto-filter them into the right places. Cliff notwithstanding. Oops. How many is it chugging through? So it feels like there does probably need to be another one of those at least. And then we can move this down to there. So like that. Okay. And then I guess I can put it on the other side as well, just to help stop it from blocking out. This is the electronic components. Alright. And they get cycled into plastic, which is what we want on here. But also the whole silicon madness. Done yet another research back on Navis. Oh, hello, Plus Politics. Sorry, I didn't see that. How is the bootstrapping going? It's proving complicated. I've not got anything of anything. It's not how I like to roll, really, I think. I'm not sure it's really for me. Oh, you're on a 7th streak? Cracking. It's fun to see when things do what they are supposed to. Indeed. Yay. Yes, welcome. Are you doing well? Are you okay? So this, I mean, I'm just going to stick it in a box partly, but we want, because I need to work out how to do that whole whatchamacallit recipe. If we fill that to plastic, other side, obviously, just genius. Do that, and then just get this to whack it in a box, whack it in a cardboard box. I'm going to leave space there. So you please chuck all of this stuff in here, because there is a rocket recipe. I don't know what it is, but they are nowhere near keeping up with that, are they? But then we need to send it that way anyway. Oh, I'm out about. Of course I'm out about. Always out about. Put that in there. Some more of them in there. Yeah, it's not quite just bootstrapping in a sense. That's sort of what I've managed to end up. It's more like so it's more like doing an MVP, like a minimum viable thing. Why did I do that way round? Because it's less extendable. If we flip it all around, and then have that be there. That way. God, I hate the Fulgora music. I'm sorry, I know people like it, but it's just noise. It's just like, please make it stop. Okay. Yeah, because these I can turn into that sand, which apparently we can somehow turn into rocket fuel. But these are nowhere near coping with what's coming out of there or that. I suppose it is all backed up. Not actually making that many of these guys. It's just been sat there running for days and days and days. Okay. We're not getting very much out of it anyway, are we? So I'm going to need a whole buttload of recyclers. Which are going to be more blue circuits, which I don't have, because apparently I've got no way of making them. Oh, it's 7 o'clock. Honestly, I wish to get back into my factory, but legendary quality grinding for everything is the next thing I strategically have to do. But it is complicated. I like the slow engine crank song. I mean, I really like that. So the assemblers are like musical. I don't know if you've ever sort of sat and listened to them, but they make a sort of a, I don't know how to describe it. It's like a, I mean, it's obviously because it's a regular repeating animation cycle thing, but it's like a sort of a tune to an assembler, and particularly when you got loads of them, because they fiddled about with like the balancing, didn't they? If I put on pause, pop my schedule up, of like the noises, so that it's not quite, everything used to be as loud as everything else before, and they sort of made it more dynamic and adjusted to what was actually there on screen, sort of thing, and what was close by and all that sort of stuff, which is good. But say you used to be able to stand in a field of assemblers, and it would make this. So I can't really say it's like a rising, falling, rhythmical, sort of almost like a chant in a sense. Yeah, it's definitely time for me to stop. Yeah, a bit carried away. That is the one from Fulgora that has beatboxing and funny rhythms. Crikey. I think I don't necessarily I say this a lot, but I don't necessarily dislike these tracks and I sort of crap on them. It's just more, for me, the very, very subtle ambient music that is the original Nalvis soundtrack is what I like in a sense. It's why I really like the Stardew Valley soundtrack as well, because those are more complicated songs. They're also very they're very structurally simple, I guess, and they're more like, I don't know how to describe it. They are almost typical game songs, but they have something more resembling a beginning, middle, and end. And the new stuff does on this as well, but it's just that it's complicated to listen to, and I don't want complicated to listen to. I just find it distracting, and then I find it annoying. So yes, that's it for today. With the Krastorio 2 Space Day, I am enjoying this actually. It's interesting doing the challenge, and particularly doing it in a sort of a, using the software term, minimum viable product way. So it's basically a sort of a, what do I absolutely need to do and build in order to get this one thing done, as it were, which is very suited to my style of play, I guess. That's sort of what I usually do. And I think the challenge we're going to have, really, the big challenge, especially given I'm not actually fussed about producing lots of science packs, and I'm probably just going to drop the silo down from space, because otherwise we'd have to make electric engines and and it's like I'm not going to make bots. I'm just literally going to make what I need to make in order for the science to run and make a load of EMPs, I think. I should be doing circuits and quality and blah 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 blah, but as you saw me discover during this stream, I hadn't realised there was still quite so much science that I could do and stuff on Nalvis. So actually what we'll do after this is head back to Nalvis and kind of do those. So that's like the matter research and all that sort of stuff, which, as it turns out, I'd assumed that they would require something. I'd be honest, I thought it might be the cryoscience. I thought they might be pushed a lot later in the game, and I guess there might be a balance pass that does so. But because they're quite the whole matter processing in this is like OP, deliberately so. You're sort of meant to end up in your end game doing the matter processing, which, if we can do that straight away, it's another thing that feels like it's going to render EMPs and stuff redundant before we've even got them. So yeah, I'm jabbering on. Yeah, so that's it for this week for Factorio, but also that's it for today stream, and I will be back tomorrow with Little Rocket Lab again. I managed to. I've almost caught my personal save up to where we are in the game. We will be trying by the end of tomorrow's stream to do the second stage of the rocket. I think that should be doable from what I understand. I did also find the last sock. I was kind of anticipating more. This is on my personal save, so we'll do it on stream tomorrow. But I was anticipating it being a bit more, maybe slightly more to it. But yeah, I mean that's fine. So yeah, we'll be chugging through sciences. What we should also try and set up, and what I might do instead, is and it's something I've not done. I don't know how to do. Is making all of the crystals, and we might try and make diamonds and make a load of money, and then buy the other bit of the farm maybe next week, something like that. So I might end up doing that instead. It kind of depends. I don't know who to sell them to, is the thing. I don't know how that works. But yes, Little Rocket Lab tomorrow. I believe we're probably about a third to half the way through. So that should run us up till Christmas, that series. I am enjoying that immensely, that game. It's very different. I do need to check out the whole social side of it, the talking to the villagers bit. But yes, that is the other series we're doing, and that'll run up till Christmas. This one I'm sure will run past Christmas, but we will see it after. The reason particularly for mentioning that is I'll be taking a kind of an extended break at Christmas. And when I come back, my schedule will change. At the moment I do 4 p.m. At GMT and stream for 3 hours. I'll be dropping that to 2 hours, which I will probably start at 5, maybe. I don't know. I keep changing my mind. But I'll be just dropping that down because that frees up a bit more time in order to make the videos. If you are watching on Twitch, you can also watch on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, you can also watch on Twitch. I think I said that twice, didn't I? Basically, you've got your option of preferred platform, but YouTube is the only one with VODs, and YouTube also has my videos that I make. Excuse me, I am currently doing a series looking at the lore of Factorio, because it's not very explicit in the game, but there are some hints, and I'm trying to interpret those hints and understand what's going on. The most recent one of those videos went up a couple of weeks ago. That was something slightly different, more speculative, where I am looking at... I'm not a particular fan of the end game for Space Age, where it's just number goes up, and it would be options for making that into what I would call a proper end. That video, as I say, is available. You can watch that. I owe some people some replies on some comments, and if you've got your own thoughts on how you would want it to end, I would love to hear them. But you can find that, I say, on the YouTube channel. It also has memberships available. The next video in the lore series, which is looking at why the shattered planet would have been shattered, is already available for members, has been for a while, and will go up in December. I'm also working on a wish list for 2.1 video. It's not my complete wish list, but it's sort of my what do you call it, like a nice selection of things I would quite like for 2.1. We know 2.1 is coming. We don't know when, and we are expecting the Friday Facts to return, which you will also find a big archive of on my YouTube channel. I used to do really in-depth YouTube videos of examining the Friday Facts, and those will come back again, and probably put everything else on pause because they're very time intensive, and I have to turn them around quite quick. I'm thinking Easter when they maybe start doing them. So that's all my plugs and promotions and what have yous and whatevers. If you are watching, so if you wanted to follow me on socials, the only one I'm even vaguely active on is Blue Sky. It's not really my sort of thing. There is a Discord, and I think I do actually have it. I think it's been reversed. You're not a real person on Twitter. They have decided I am a real person and reinstated the account. I think I literally went on it and it seemed to be working. But yes, so Blue Sky's the only one I'm vaguely active on, and that's not really. So there we go. Is that everything? think that's everything. Yes, so back tomorrow, same time for Little Rocket Lab. If you have been watching, I hope you've enjoyed it and you might consider coming back for another one. I've been Trismegistus. This has been Krastorio 2 Spaced Out. Thanks for watching. Cheers.